Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Nick with the Arbitrage Blueprint here with my partner, David Cook, and we're going to talk to you today about doing some online arbitrage, FBA sourcing. And there's a few different ways you can go about doing your sourcing for online arbitrage. You've got reverse sourcing, right, where you're looking at other storefronts on the Amazon.com website. This can be a great way to source. You can grab ASINs from a seller's storefront and throw it into a program like tactical arbitrage, and you can let that run for a couple hours, let it run overnight depending on how big the store is, and you can get a list of products back that way. So I really like reverse sourcing, especially if you found a good storefront. The other one is product sourcing, right? You can just go out to a website, source it manually, or throw the link into tactical arbitrage and let the software do the work for you. And you can also do Amazon flips, right? You can look at a Keep a Graph, or you can use TA as well. And you can see an opportunity when a price has come way down, and you can see, like on a Keep a Graph, that it's going to go back up. So you can buy the dip and resell at a higher price. Those are three great ways you can source product. But honestly, the one thing that people miss that I always tell them is you should really get better at looking for discounts. That's where the money really comes from, in my opinion, is when you know how to find discounts that are going on through using websites like Slick Deals, Brad's Deals, or just signing up for like all the email lists for all the websites, like in tactical arbitrage. I had a VA like 2 years ago, where I told him, said, sign up, create a new inbox, sign up for every email list that's in tactical, for all the websites in tactical arbitrage. Because when a discount hits your inbox, you can run a scan based on that discount. And that's one way you can really find products at great prices. And if your competition is doing it, that's probably, if you're wondering how they're able to sell so low, then that's probably what's happening, is they figured out the discounts, they're stacking cash back, they're stacking credit card rewards, and all those things. That's really what you need to be looking at to stay competitive, in my opinion. David, what are some of your favorite ways and tips of doing online arbitrage sourcing?
Yeah, so for me, everything that I do is like focused on replenishment, and one thing I want to put a qualifier in what Nick was saying is when he's talking about discounts and things that you're buying. A lot of people think if you're buying things at a discount, then it's not a replenishment item. But there's items that we buy, every time a store goes 15% off or 20% off, we replenish that item. So just because you're buying it at a discount doesn't mean that you can't source that item again. I think, a lot of people understand that, but some people don't, is that you can kind of create a system on, maybe you're like, instead of planning for buying this every 2 months, you buy it, or every 2 weeks, you buy it every 2 months when that that sale comes along. But yeah, so I'm with you, Nick. Like, I love reverse sourcing. One of my, I guess, methods that I use is I just go through our sold items on Amazon. And if I see an item that keeps selling, I'll just go on that page and see what the other sellers are and look through their stores, like you're saying. Because, if I got it right, then they also got it right. And they also probably have 10 or 15 other products that are worthwhile to source. Another thing that I love doing, I like to manually source, and our team has done this, and I think the big thing with manually sourcing, going from Walmart to Amazon, for instance, is one is you almost treat it like you're walking through the store. Like, what would you can kind of envision, like going to a certain section of the store and searching through those products. But I think the big thing is that, like, don't get super tied into the title, and be open to searching for like bundles and all these different ways you can actually offshoot when you manually source, which is, I think that's an advantage that it has over reverse sourcing, is, search by a very general amount of the title. For instance, like if you, um, Heinz ketchup, if you find Heinz ketchup somewhere, like if you take that over to Amazon and you just search, very specific, like Heinz ketchup 14 ounce, you may only get like the product that Amazon is selling. But if you, just put in Heinz ketchup, you're going to have all these different Amazon listings come up. And maybe out of those 20, maybe Amazon's selling on 10 or 15 of them, but there may be 5 where, Nick's company is sourcing a 3-pack that Amazon is not sourcing and selling. So those are kind of the two that I tend to go with. Is the manual stuff, and being, like I said, being very open to opportunities with that, and then also just finding other products from sellers similar to you that are doing really well.
Yeah, you really got to be willing to do some digging and get used to that, because sellers, some of these guys are real savvy, man, and they'll do like weird stuff, things I'd never even thought of to like hide products. Like I've had stuff, where this is slightly off topic because it's retail arbitrage related, but where we're like scanning barcodes and products that we've sold regularly, I know we've sold them, they don't come up when I scan the barcode. And it's because someone went in and like changed the UPC or something that.
Yep.
And, Amazon's gotten good with UPC codes. They've gotten a lot better lately, but there's still a lot of older listings which kind of got grandfathered into, where like you could buy a UPC code off some random guy on eBay and like, throw it on the listing. And then like with model numbers, like they'll change one letter or something like that. Really weird things. So you really have to do your due diligence and, look for products, because you could miss something that could make you $5,000 a month in profit. I'm not talking revenue, like, like that is real life. And that's why these guys go through such great lengths to hide stuff, right? Because they're making a lot of money. So it is worth your time to do that and figure that out. And then what you want to do is document that process and delegate that work out to someone else, because you're not going to be able to grow your business doing that stuff all the time. So, if you're someone who really wants to grow big, get up over $1 million in revenue, you're going to have to start thinking about how you can get some other people to do this work on your behalf and still do it the way that you do it. So, outsourcing for sourcing is something that a lot of people are hesitant to do. I was certainly hesitant to do it in the first place, thinking they were going to like steal my business or something like that. But it's all up here. It's not, it's not reality.
Yeah.
If someone did steal my business, I would just outperform them, like I'd be like, all right, like, go ahead. I'm going to catch you at the Walmart and, I'm going to outsource you. We'll see who has more product in their cart. I guarantee it's me. So, that's the attitude I have for it. But, there's so many different ways you can go about sourcing. You just want to take your time with it. And the other side of it as well is make sure you're buying the product that you buy and you send in on that listing. Make sure it's what the customer is expecting. And honestly, I hate to say it, but you have to do it. Again, I learned this lesson the hard way. You have to do it almost every time you send product in, because when you're reselling, you can have, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 other people on that listing, and they can make changes to it. And, they might make a change, do a test buy, and file a complaint against you. You never know, right? Like this is a very competitive business these days. So you have to do your due diligence. And, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're sending in the product that the customer is going to expect, because you can get hit with inauthentic claims, listing product not as described claims, like all types of stuff that can really just mess up your business. Have you ever had to deal with anything like that, David, where you kind of were a little lax and someone caught you slipping a little
Oh
bit?
yeah. Oh yeah. All that's like, you like you're saying, it's the way that they create these listings where they may change a certain model number or yeah, you and yeah, I've done it in the past where I get a product and it doesn't match the listing, and I don't maybe look in depth enough on the line by line description of the item, and there's a certain feature that's missing, or so forth. And yeah, you send it in, and they're like, well, you sent in this model number, which is very similar, but it doesn't have this, which is what I expected. So yeah, it's not the end of the world, but you don't want to do it too many times.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've definitely had those. And I think Nick brings up a really good point about really doing the digging. If it takes you 5 or 10 minutes to actually go through the process and find the correct item, that's a step that a lot of other sellers aren't willing to do. And general rule of thumb is the longer it takes you to find a good listing, the better that listing probably is.
Yeah.
For you to sell on. Like the one where you scan a UPC and it comes up and it's profitable, anybody can do that.
Yeah.
And if it's profitable now, it probably won't be in 2 months. So yeah, you bring up a really good point. And then I think another thing that people have with sourcing and outsourcing the sourcing is they're like, well, I can do it better than whoever I would do it to, or whoever I would teach. And yes, that's probably correct. But wouldn't it be great if you could spend 3 hours sourcing, and during that same time, somebody else is doing the same thing, and they're giving you a list of 100 products for you to go through, and maybe only 40 of them are good, but that's 40 more than you had, before the start of the day. So
yeah,
no, I think those are really good themes we talked about, man, and I think that could help a lot of people kind of just get the mindset of what the right way to go about sourcing is, and that you're not doing it wrong if you don't find something in the first 15 minutes. And it may take you 4 hours to find 2 or 3 good products, but those products over the course of 3 months may pay you quite a bit of money.
Yeah. So I know, sourcing is a very broad subject, lots of different things you can do. Let us know what questions you have. I'm sure we've got an answer for you guys. There's a lot that we have not encountered, through selling on Amazon for the past 5 or 6, 6 years now, I guess. Yeah. 2021.
Yeah.
6 years for me. So yeah, let us know your questions. We'll get some answers to you guys. We love talking about sourcing. It's a great aspect of the business, especially once you figure it out, and you have a process and you can put someone else into it. It's really a really good feeling. And then you can start working on other parts of the business. And that's really how you scale this thing, and get over to $1 million in revenue, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know and we'll get back to you guys. Thanks for listening.